Also, the heroes came from this direction at the start of the game, so it kind of makes you wonder, like, how did they even get there? But whatever. Else I wanted to pop in over here and be like, it has a shadow inside it. Okay, no. So we don't have a shadow sighting to worry about for the rest of the day, at the very least. Alright, we don't have any stones to give her. So, let's just focus on the waters for now. Let's go get that nutritious water. Nutritious water, and mineral water, and current water. It's an awful lot of water, but it is going to make a pretty potent item. It's just kind of a lot of busy work is the thing, I suppose. I think this quest will be a lot more tolerable in the future when you can fast travel. Yeah, that's what I think. That's how I feel about that. But, by that same token, I think I might make it a little more complicated. Since the fast travel will kind of, like, alleviate a lot of the trouble with it. Because, like, as it currently stands, I want to say that, well, I don't even remember what the recipe said, but I think there's this one, and like 2 others besides it. But I don't remember how many ingredients every blessed thing needs. How can you guys please bugger off? I'm pretty sure that we only need the boiling water once. Like, I think the Area 6 and Area 7 waters are only used in 1 recipe each. But I might be mistaken there. It could be 2. Maybe the final recipe calls for both of those. I'm not sure. Let's just be glad that these early areas are super duper easy. And when we go for the mineral water, we can totally check to see if one of the stone monsters is there, which I think it might be. Whoop whoop. Almost there. Nutritious water right through this doorway. Yeah, not quite. A little further. There, a well-deserved heal. Give me that nutritious water. There we go. Alright, now we go back. Again. We've crossed this cave so many times. I don't know what else to say, man. Yep. Watery busy work. That's what we're doing. We've got 38.5 minutes to get it done. Ah, jeez. I went the wrong way. No. Ekans. It's those same 2 Ekans. That's my headcanon. Was I supposed to go this way at all? No, we're fine. We're going the way. We're going. It's good. Here's that bridge. Walk across. Oh, boy. What else can I bandy on about while we're busy doing all this crap? I don't know if I mentioned it in, like, streams or anything, but I finally fully cleared Goldeneye. That was pretty awesome. It wasn't nearly as difficult as my younger self remembered, so that was pretty cool. Even getting all the cheats was no big deal. I think, let's see, it's kind of a toss-up which one I had the most trouble with, because getting the invincible cheat in Facility was definitely difficult and took a lot of tries, but it's also, like, a really quick and dirty thing to kind of do. Because, like, well, the time limit for that cheat is 2 minutes and 5 seconds, which is a very tight time frame. But, like, the mission is difficult, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but it's also just really quick. You can burn through a dozen or so tries in, like, an hour. You can get through them very, very fast. Well, the train level is also really brutal with its cheat. It didn't take quite as long. Or it didn't take as many attempts, but it's a longer mission. Because, for that one, how's it go? It's like 5.5 minutes to complete. But train is just... it's a lot of guys to work through, and it's on, like, the highest difficulty level, too. But yeah, those two gave me the most trouble, I think. The cheat for Caverns was also really difficult, and that was an even longer mission. It was like, they give you 9 minutes to get that one done, I think? Or is it 9.5? I think it was 9.5 for Caverns. Caverns was pretty tough, but I still didn't have as much difficulty with that as I did with Train. And the one that really surprised me of the bunch of the ones that I was anticipating being difficult, was the cheat for the Aztec Complex. Because that is the one where you had 9 minutes, but I had learned some very useful tricks for getting through that level, to the point where it actually only took me a few tries to get the cheat. And it also only took me a few tries to beat it on 00 Agent, when I could barely handle it on Secret Agent back when I was little. I just learned a lot better how to get through the first couple rooms, because the early Gauntlets is actually like the hardest part. Because if you can get through those, there's like consistent, easy ways you can handle the entire rest of the level. Like, a lot of people have trouble with like the rocket area, because there's like 4 drone guns, and then these 4 jerks in the back hiding behind crates who will fire their lasers at you even if they can't see you. You can tell this because if you play that level invisible, you will still hear them shooting at you sometimes. Like, they will fire even if you're not in view, which is kind of insane. But if you're careful about how you navigate that room, you can pick off both of the drone guns, like the ones that are out in the open, and the 2 behind the tinted windows, without any trouble at all. They won't hit you one bit. And you can use your own crate cover to take out all 4 of the Moonraker elites who are being jerks and shooting at you from a distance. And then it's just a matter of killing Jaws, which he's not that big a deal if you know how to handle him. The best secret I know is to just kind of get as close to him as possible, because he puts his rifles through you and fires past your character model so you don't get hit. And that's not foolproof. Certain animations of him firing can still hit you that way, but it's effective enough that you can just like laser spam him in the face and he'll eventually start flinching and die. And then if you can quickly get through the rest before the infinite spawning guards cause you too much trouble, it's not so bad. It's really not so bad. Aztec Complex, the hardest stage. As long as you play your cards right in the beginning, you're okay. But yeah, it was super cool to clear that game fully for the first time in my life. And I've moved on to my little cheater runs that I'm having fun with. Although they've actually been kind of challenging in their own ways. My goodness. The first run I decided to do was I was going to start off nice and easy. I was going to use the invisible cheat and the all guns cheat. Because the unfortunate thing about the all guns cheat is it's basically useless without the infinite ammo cheat. Because for whatever reason, yeah, they give you every gun, but they give you no ammo for them. Nothing. You only have like the default ammos you would start with on any given level. So the all guns cheat is practically useless without infinite ammo. But there is one weapon in that arsenal that already has infinite ammo and is not related to another cheat, and that is the taser, which is a unique weapon that you can only get through the all guns cheat. So I was like, well, you know what? We're going to give this unique weapon its due. I'm going to do an entire set of missions where I'm invisible, using the taser to take down everything. And, like, some missions are not possible to finish while invisible, because if Bond is not visible, he cannot be seen by enemies or allies. So, in any mission where an ally needs to witness your being, you cannot complete that mission. So I was like, well, I'll just make my objective that either if I can finish a mission without being seen, I will. And if I can't finish the mission, I'll just murder everyone. And then that will be my definition of success. And so I did that, and that was alright. The finale of that was the only real problem I had, because whenever the enemies have attack AI but they can't find you, they just dodge constantly. This is kind of a problem for only 2 characters in the game. Because there's only 2 characters who fight like this. One is Xenia in the jungle. And in the jungle, you've got Natalia on your side, and as long as Natalia is nearby, she's just gonna blast Xenia with her magnum and finish her. That's actually how I did it, because I didn't even bother with Xenia whenever I took on the jungle invisible. But the other one who fights that way is in the final mission, Egypt, and that's Baron Samedi. Taking him down without the golden gun, when he is constantly dodge rolling, it's a chore. It's an absolute chore. Do not recommend. I was not expecting any opposition in my invisible taser run, but Baron Samedi turned out to be an actual final boss. For all the wrong reasons. It was quite silly. But I got through it! So then I moved on to my second set, where I was going to be using Invincible and the grenade launchers, the double grenade launchers cheat, which basically means the guards can't hurt me. They can see me, but they can't hurt me. Nothing can hurt me. Even my own shots can't. But I've only got 12 shots to finish the level with, because I only have 12 shells, and unless the level natively carries grenade launcher shells, which only very few levels do, kind of out of luck. So that's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of running around and trying to like lure as many guards together as I possibly can to just nuke them all at once. That's been super fun. But I also encountered an unexpected challenge in that one, because the frigate level, as it should be obvious, was not at all designed to be played only with grenade launchers, because you have to rescue the hostages, and some of the hostages are, well, actually almost all of them, are extremely close to the people holding them hostage. And firing the grenade launcher such that the guy holding the hostage dies but the hostage does not is extremely difficult. I swear there's some variance to how explosions in GoldenEye work. It's not a fixed distance every time, I don't think. And the grenade launcher also has the effect of, like, if it hits a wall or something, the shell is going to bounce. It only explodes if it hits the floor. So I actually ended up downgrading that mission to Secret Agent, where I did not have to save all but one hostage, because there were two that I absolutely could not save with the grenade launcher because of how other things in the rooms were placed. It was so absurd. It was so absurd. Ow, I messed up my Steam. No. Okay, there we go. But yeah, like, that one, my goodness. It took me, like, dozens of tries to get that done. It was very stupid. I actually ended up going into the mission with Invisible on, so that I could test more easily where I could fire the grenade shells to kill the guys without killing the people I needed to rescue. That was the only way I could really effectively test, because if you come into view of those rooms, they don't wait too long before they shoot the hostage. You've got to act fast. It's actually better to not let them see you at all, if you can help it. Okay, it looks like the monster I was thinking of is not here just yet. Either that, or it's not on that particular portion of this cave. I'm just gonna make my rounds here. There's a shadow up there? How is there a shadow up there? What is this? Oh, it's a book of gold. Okay, we gotta solve like a basic, rudimentary push puzzle to get it. Well, I'm glad it came up here. We'd have been missing this. Whoops. That one. I don't know what you learned. Was it avalanche? Actually, yeah, it was avalanche. Oh, look at that. It's slightly stronger for slightly more. And more reliable damage than this, I guess. I mean, it's the same average. So if you have good luck with self-destruct, well, I mean, also self-destruct's gonna be better if there's more than one target, but whatever. Anyway. So yeah, Frigate was a nightmare. Could not do it on 00 Agent. Or 007 mode. Had to give up on that. But that's okay. I'm glad I still found some silly enjoyment in these challenges. And there are still several more to go. I don't think there's going to be too much else to worry about for the Invincible Grenade Launchers run. Maybe like scaring off some scientists in levels where you're not allowed to kill too many of them. That might be a thing, like in the caverns. But, there aren't too many levels where you have to worry about not killing certain NPCs. I think the one that has me the most concerned is going to be Control, where I have to guard Natalia while she's disabling the GoldenEye satellite. And, like, I don't know if 12 shells is going to be enough to get that done. I also have to consider that I'm going to need at least one of those shells to get through the first part of the level. Because, like, you start in this elevator, and you're supposed to clear the area before Natalia comes out. That means you have to kill all the guards and destroy all the drone guns. I'm going to have to make an exception there to destroy the drone guns, because they're actually placed too high for the grenade launcher to destroy. Like, even if you fire a shell up at them, it's not going to explode at the height you need to destroy the drone guns. So, some exceptions will have to be made, unfortunately. I try to avoid them when possible. I did get the mineral water right. I'm not an idiot. Yeah, I got it. Okay, good. Very nice. We're much stronger. But we're down a person. Anyway. Once I get through that run, I believe the next one on my list was going to be slow animations and the Cougar Magnum. The Magnums are a pretty powerful weapon. It's not, like, fatal, but it's darn close, and it can pierce. But, since slow animation makes the guards really easy to work around, I'm also going to be using 007 mode to max their damage, which basically means if they get even one shot on me, I die. So I have to be quick enough with the Magnum to take them out before they can take me out. That ought to be interesting. Because, like, I did some testing with the 007 mode to see how it works and how viable it might be to take on some of its higher challenges. Because, like, you can set it so that the enemies have 1000% health, 1000% damage, and 100% accuracy. And they also have this, like, reaction gauge that's set to 0 by default. I don't really understand what's up with that. I don't even know if that affects gameplay at all, to be honest, but setting all the enemies' stats to max sounds like a really bad idea and an absolute nightmare. And it kind of is. But I do actually have one challenge I want to try where I go with that, because there are some unused cheats, or like things you can unlock by using certain button combinations on the main menu or the cheat menu or something. I don't exactly know how it works, but there are like extra cheats that are like not unlockable by normal means. And one of them gives you like 10 times the amount of health you would normally have, and another one will give you double armor. Like, it gives you full armor, and the armor is twice as durable. So, I crunched the numbers, and as it turns out, if you have both of those cheats on, and the enemies have 1000% damage, you can actually still survive, like, 9 hits from them. Which ain't nothing, but it's still kind of intense if they can, like, have perfect accuracy. And, like, are you going to be able to kill them 10 times over before they get you? Is a good question, and it needs to be asked there. So, I'm going to have to see how that goes. I don't know if it'll be viable. But yeah, they would kill you after 10 hits if I have the math correct there. Which is just wild. That's like the only circumstance where the double health cheat isn't going to be totally absurd. Oh, sorry, the 10 times health. There's a separate one that does double your health, but like, with 10 times health and the double armor, you basically have 12 health bars. And the health bars are about 8 units, and they usually do 1 unit of damage. So when it's multiplied by 10, they do 10 units of damage, and that works out to, like, how's that go? You would have 96 health? Yeah, you would have 96 health, and you would take 10 damage from every hit, so that's 90 of your health, and the final hit that would kill you would take out your last 6 bits of health. There you go. We mental math. Let's go get this current water. But, alas, I played too much GoldenEye while I was feeling depressed. So, I actually have to put off my silly challenges for a bit. I need to use that time for other things, like art and game design that I'm way behind on. Am I going the right way? I think so. I've been way behind on both of those things for months. I think if I was all caught up on my art right now, I actually wouldn't be behind on my thumbnails. It's just been so dumb and bad. For reasons I can't fully explain. Like, back whenever Fit Marshmallow was on my server, he had insisted that there is always a cause for depression. But to be perfectly honest, my experience with it is that it just seems to randomly come and go. I don't know what makes it happen to me. I really don't. Like, some days, I feel like I can do anything, And other days I feel like there's no point in doing anything. And it's totally lame. It's like a fog over your mind, and then it randomly lifts.